Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And I'd like to say hello to everybody. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying their Saturdays. Their Saturdays, their Saturday. Shit. But, I'm just thankful to be here. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Hubby and I are on a date. Watch later. Well, enjoy your date. Tell hubby I said hi and thank you for stopping by. And thank you, Penny. I appreciate you. Now have fun. All right. What's going on with my camera? Shit. Yeah, I'm having camera issues. That's fun. Let me see. What can I do? Okay, let me see if this works. Why is the camera not doing anything? So the camera option is not working. Let me see, man. All right, let me see. Is this gonna work? Let me see if this does the trick. All right. No. Wow. So that's interesting. All right. I was trying to get on camera, but for some reason, the camera doesn't seem to be working. Wow. Okay, let me see if that worked. Nothing. All right. At this point, I don't even know what to do. Well, guess I can take off the shades, right? Shit. Let me try one more thing. I'll be right back. All right. Hopefully, let me see if this will work here. All right, let me see. Let me hit this. Wow. I can't even believe this is. Fuck. All right, well, I guess I'll be off camera. Shit. But hopefully, everyone's doing well. Just wanted to come on here, pop up real quick. Hopefully, get a chance to talk to some people. Man, today's been a very interesting day. Man, crazy. My little brother just got engaged. So, shit, if he's listening, congratulations, bro. So now I got a new sister. It's all good. Man, boy, I know this week I was supposed to have done comic collecting comics 101, but I'm gonna put it off to next week because got a few things I want to talk about and show off on the comic book tip. So I figured I'd do a little bit more preparation, and then from there, see what I can actually uh, put together to show y'all. Well, hopefully everybody's having a good Saturday. I know I'll probably be on for about an hour. And then afterwards, I'll be going to try to cook dinner. Gonna have some chicken breast with broccoli and green beans. I think that sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. So all this talk about food, huh? I was wondering, did anybody get a chance to check out what's going on with the Snyder Con? I've seen videos. I've seen people fucking ripping each other up on Twitter about it. I've seen some, kind of cringe interviews, and yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Interesting weekend. Zax, what's up, man? What you up to, Zax? You just at home chilling? I'll let your boy, man. What's going on with you, bro? Thank you for being here, man. Man. So you scoping out SnyderCon, checking out Batman v Superman. I think that's tonight, huh? Batman v Superman. I think last night was without sound. Oh, you watching without sound. I understand. Thank you, Penny. What do you think? Me, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. I don't know. Back in 2021, Snyder gave me a reason not to give a fuck about him, man. So he has no idea how many people he fucking burnt with his stunt, man. He has no fucking clue, man. Do I like his work? Yeah, I like his work. Do I give a fuck about it? Nah, not really. So, if he doesn't come out with another movie ever again, I wouldn't even fuck, man. I wouldn't give two fucks, man. But, there's a lot of people, wherever the fuck that thing is being held at, there's a lot of people over there running around trying to interview him. From what I've seen, ain't nobody asked him shit yet. They're asking him a lot of questions, but it's about, I don't know, I don't know, man. Like, I seen bits and pieces of it, and I don't know, man. Oh, I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Nick. I know you're about to go live here in a minute, man. Thank you, bro. And again, I'll hit you up in the morning with that info, man. But thank you, man. Yeah, I had a great time with Nick, man. Nick's awesome, man. Boy, that's one cool brother right there, man. Great dude, man. Him and his nephew, man. Boy, nephew's awesome, man. Yeah, nephew's cool as shit, man. Well, thank you, bro. And I know you got to stream in 5 minutes, man. Just enjoy your stream, man. And once I'm done, I'll head over there, man, and check y'all out, man. I'm only gonna be on for an hour, man. So. But yeah, thank you. What you say, Zack Snyder burned a lot of bridges? Yeah, he sure did, man. He burnt a whole lot of bridges, man. To be honest, when Snyder did what he did, and the end result was a lot of infighting between us. Sounds good. Pre-show starts in 5, but we don't go on until 7 p.m. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know that, man. I forgot you guys do the pre-show. Yeah. Man. Well, I tell you what, Nick, since you're kicking it for a few minutes before you take off, you or Zax or Penny have any thoughts on the Snyder Con? I'm gonna be honest. I know I'm waiting to see what's gonna be said tomorrow. You know what, Nick? I am going to go see The Flash. I'm going to go see The Flash. Matter of fact, in case none of y'all have seen, I tweeted out, and even if you go to my channel, they came out with a third trailer earlier today, international trailer. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Japanese, and they have a bunch of they got some new footage on there. So if you even look at the thumbnail I got, you can see how they got one of the Flashes in Batman's suit, and his ears are cut off. And when you look at the thumbnail, you can see the ears cut off of this Flash, this Batman / Flash suit. So basically, it looks like they took either the Batman or the Batman Returns costume, and they shredded that shit up, and they actually turned it into something that the second Flash was able to put on. And like I said, from the thumbnail, you can clearly see what they actually did, like a full close up. But it's only about maybe a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes. But they show a bunch of new shit on there on the trailer. So if you guys got a minute or two, check it out. Yeah, but the thing, Nick, is for over 2 years. So from the first time they announced it, I was on board. Same with Black Adam. First time they announced Black Adam, I was on board. Then over the course of the last 2.5 years, it's funny, man. If you sit there and you watch my videos, you'll start to see that I was man, the Flash, this and that. And then as time goes, you start seeing my tone change. Especially, when Ezra Miller started getting into his shit about a little over a year ago. And then from there, it's like everything just fucking went downhill, man. So, not to be a hypocrite or nothing, but just to kind of see this thing through to the end of being a guy that has been doing videos about it, good or bad, and just to see how it all goes down, see how Michael Keaton, how they get a hold of him and how this whole thing happens. I just need to see it, man. What's up, Gap? What's going on, brother? Yeah, well, the thing that I realized about this Flash movie is that this thing has three separate different. Just think, you got Tim Burton's Batman, Zack Snyder's Snyderverse, everything with it. You got that mixed with Andy Muschietti, the director, his take on everything. So you have one director that's taking two directors' properties and basically doing a mashup. So basically you have 3 directors mash up in this one movie. You got Tim Burton's universe mixed with Zack Snyder's universe, and you have Andy Muschietti putting his 2 bit into it, making all 3 things gel together into one thing. Like shit. That's You know, that's some shit. I just want to see what this thing is gonna look like. This one guy takes two different IPs and fucking smashes them together and with his own take on it. You know, of course we've seen bits and pieces through the trailer, but as a whole, what is this thing gonna look like? Now that shit has me curious, man. Good or bad. I just it's one of those things that I got to see it through, man. I want to see how it all goes down. So, you know, that's just me. I know Penny's excited. That's cool. That's what's up. And Nick says, I also think DC has a majority mismanaged, has majority mismanaged the DCU. Yeah, man. I don't know. You know, my thing is you got, you know, you from the old DCU, man, you had people like Jim Lee and whoever the fuck else was over there, like they were mismanaging the shit. And the thing is, Jim Lee's a comic book guy and was making bad comic book movie decisions. And that's the same thing like Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns was a good comic book guy, but was making bad comic book movie decisions. So that's kind of fucked up. Everybody saying what's up to each other. That's what's up. My boy Nick says, I'm only interested in Batman 89. If he was not in it, I'd probably skip it. You know, I was listening to something that Ash from Heels versus Babyface said. He says something that kind of made me think a little bit. I saw this video that I think I'm not sure if he was with Mr. H. No. He was with the Critical Drinker. And as I thought about this, as he said it, it kind of made sense. Now, picture this scenario, right? Now, let's say the Flash does what he does, right? He goes back in time, or it's a time travel multiverse. This is two things in one. And that's the thing that's confusing to a comic book guy like me. You're either going to go through a multiverse or you're going to go back in time. I've never seen something that it's you go back in time, but somehow hit the multiverse at the same time. I've never seen no shit like that. So as a comic book dude, I need some kind of explanation on how the fuck you explain that this guy's trying to go back in time to save his mom, but somehow taps into the multiverse and he does two things at once. Like, how do you explain that? You either go back in time or you tap into the multiverse. I never seen somebody go back in time and fuck around and hit the multiverse while he's at it. And I own all the multiverse DC comic books that exist. I own every last one of them. So I know. And I've seen him go back in time to do Flashpoint, and I've seen Crisis on Infinite Earths where they dealt with the multiverse. What are you doing? Are you doing one? Are you doing the other? But this looks like a mashup between two ideas. So he tries to go back in time, but hits the multiverse. How does that work? But you know what, Nick? I'm with you, man. I got to see how it all goes down with fucking me. I'm hearing people are crying at the end of this movie. The only thing I'm hoping is that fucking Bruce Wayne doesn't get killed. Like, Michael Keaton's Batman. I hope that towards the end of this movie he can make it out alive. Because if they fuck around and kill him at the end of the movie, I think people will fucking erupt in the theater, man. I think you'll hear about it all through YouTube and through Twitter. So if Andy Muschietti is smart, he better not fuck around and kill Michael Keaton's character. Now, I can see one of the Flashes dying in this movie. Hell, I could even see Sasha Calle's Supergirl dying in this movie. But if Michael Keaton dies, that's gonna be a wrap. I don't think Warner Brothers or fucking James Gunn hear the end of that shit, or Andy Muschietti. They won't hear the end of that shit, man. So they better play that shit right, because this is one It's like people see bits and pieces. They understand what's the plot of the story, but to watch how it all unfolds, They better not fuck up, man. Because, you know, we're only seeing trailers. Look, this movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So let's say out of 3 trailers that they dropped, and, you know, if you guys haven't seen that they dropped the 3rd trailer this morning, you know, you can go through, I posted it this morning on my channel, the new Flash trailer. It's the international trailer. If I'm not mistaken, it's coming out of Japan. So it has new footage and the whole shit. So you guys check it out. But, you know, I'm just being real about it. I just think that that's some wild shit. And Zach says, Nick, I appreciate the Snyder fans' passion, but don't understand it. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, hello, Nick, Mr. Star Wars. That's what's up. Yeah, I just that's something else. What's up, Lady Miss? How you doing? Hopefully everything's good with you. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Saturday. I'm just here talking shit. What's up, Low Spec? My brother Jeff, man, you doing all right? Hopefully you having a good Sunday too, man. Yeah, everybody saying what's up to each other. Man, you guys are awesome, man. Shit. What you say, Zax? They better not kill Keaton. I look, the thing is, you know, you start seeing the only thing I could think of, you know, if you know, Michael Keaton's gonna walk out of, you know, at the end of the movie, he'll be good. Nothing will happen to him. What I'm wondering is, why is everybody crying? During the test screenings, people were crying. I heard during this CinemaCon, people were crying. So I was like, well, damn, what's the reason these people are crying? It must be the thing that when Barry Allen has to make the decision to let his mom die and he has to sit there and kind of watch it happen. I think that might, you know, how he's, you know, how it's all filmed and he's looking at it and how the whole thing goes down. I think that might be the thing that smoke some more Saturday, LOL. I know, right? Shit. Yeah, you ain't saying nothing but a thing. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do right now. Shit. Yeah, smoke some more Saturday. Yeah, that's right. Let's do it. What's up, Gap? Yeah, man. You know, but that's the thing. What, you know, if somebody's dying at the end of this movie. So I wonder, you know, the tears ain't, you know, the tears aren't for nothing. And I know it ain't no tears of joy. So if somebody's feeling a little something, so somebody died, and it might be Ezra's mother at the end, you know, to see her actually getting taken out, or it might be one of the Flashes or something, and how he goes out might be pretty fucked up. It has to be one of those things, and hopefully they don't fuck around and kill Michael Keaton, because we don't know what the fuck's going on. Gap, you funny as shit, man. Hopefully they'll take out Supergirl. Oh shit, man. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think I said it for the comic book roundtable, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the comic book roundtable? It might have been. But I said the thing is, we're about to see Michael Keaton. We're about to see 89 Batman do some shit he's never done before. You know, the 2 movies that we've seen him in, and also the comic books that he's been in, he's basically doing basic Batman 89, you know, type shit. Fighting thugs, fighting the Joker, fighting the Penguin, that kind of shit. Maybe the Riddler, you know, like basic shit. But shit, in this movie, you got old Michael Keaton, Batman 89, fighting superpowered beings. So basically, just think, man. Again, this is a part of the mashup. that I'm telling y'all. You got this guy was fucking fighting the Joker and Penguin in the first two movies. And of course, you know, he had a bunch of other adventures. You know, you look at what fucking 7 or 8 bat suits in the Batcave by now. Had one that was gray and blue, one with goggles, looked like one with guns. So he went through a bunch of phases, you know, probably fought a bunch of people, but shit, he's never faced nobody with powers. So you got a classic Batman, you know, 89 Keaton Batman fighting Kryptonians and somebody with super speed. Come on, man. Like, oh, Penny says, "What's up, low spec Linux laptop?" Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, so it's like, so basically, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow. And I mean, even the moves that he's doing in this movie, like when he fucking jumped out and landed, like he did some kind of flip and landed on one guy. He never did that shit in 89. But it's fucking 30 years later and he's doing shit in this movie that he didn't do 30 years ago. Come on, man. Like, fuck, he's jumping out the fucking black. He how many times he jumped out of the bat plane? Like 2 or 3 times in one trailer. God, he's doing all kind of shit. And they got him fucking going against fucking Zod and whoever the fuck he brought with him. So look, this movie's gonna be a trip, man. This movie's gonna be something else, and I'm just waiting to see how it all goes down. That's it, man. Just to see how 89 Batman goes against Zack Snyder's Zod. Look, Tim Burton Batman going against Zack Snyder's Zod, and it's all directed by Andy Muschietti. Boy, I tell you, this is some shit. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it all happens. You know, at this point, you know, people are gonna either watch it or not watch it, and it's all because of Ezra Miller. You know, however people feel about him, but at this point, it's like, man, you know, there's other things that are involved, and I think, you know, the whole Michael Keaton thing is what's going to make people go see how that happens. Hopefully it's a good time for everybody. Hopefully it's a good time. Hey Zach, are you streaming tonight? Are you streaming today? You know, anytime. Just curious. Excuse me. So that's, you know, that's about it. That's what I think about the Flash movie. Actually, it's funny. I seen something in the movie that I've never seen in the cartoon. I mean, in that new trailer. So in the new trailer, they got Ezra Miller getting ready to run, right? So right when he has his mask on, he has the new suit on, he has his mask on, and it's like his the mask part around his eyes are regular. But then he got into a position that he was getting ready to run, and all of a sudden this little shield came up over his eyes to protect his eyes. And I'm thinking it's probably from the wind when he's running. And I'm thinking, well, damn, that's pretty smart. And you could run over 100 miles per hour. I could just imagine bugs, all kind of shit going in your eyes while you're running, right? But he had like these, like it was like a fucking, like a windshield or some shit, like a, you know, like something just came down and it covered his eyes. And I was like, that's pretty smart. I never seen that in the Flash comic book. You know, of course, they make the Flash run, and it's like he runs, and, you know, I guess nobody never thought about, well, what happens if it's like, it's kind of like, you know, like a car. You know, you fucking drive, and you know, of course, you get bugs, different things. You know, on the windshield. What would happen to the Flash's face while he's running super speed? How many bugs would, you know, mosquitoes, different things hit him in his face while he's running? I don't know. Just thought it was interesting. Thought it was very, very different. Zach says maybe something much later. That's cool, man. You know, I was gonna ask you if you was interested on jumping on, man. I mean, I'm only gonna be on for like another 30 minutes or so, but you know, if you're interested you know, jumping on and talking some shit on here, let me know. You're always welcome. Man. Oh shit. I got you, man. I understand, brother. But shit, I was only gonna be on for about another 30 anyway, so it's all good, man. Just had to come on, man, and say what's up to everybody. Hope you know, kick it for a little bit on a Saturday. You know, right before things get too heavy. It's right, you know, once you know 7, 8 o'clock rolls around, you know, all kind of shit starting to happen. So I wanted to kind of slide in before things really kick off, and you know, just kick it for a little bit. But yeah, man, if any of y'all ever interested in jumping on and talking comic books with me, y'all let me know, man. So whoever's listening, that's an open invitation. You know, shit, man, we got a lot of great creators here already. So smoke some more. It's Saturday. Oh man, what comics are you reading right now? Actually, that's a good question. I'm actually reading Stargirl and the Lost Children. That's what I'm reading. By Jeff Johns. I'm not sure if you know what that is. I mean, you could let me know in the chat, and I'll let you know real quick what that's about. And actually, along with that, I'm reading Just Society of America. They came out with a one shot, and then they came out with issue number 1. If I'm not mistaken, issue number 2 should be coming out here in the next week or so. You know, they're only like $3.99 a comic. And though, like, as far as buying anything from the comic book store that's like a currently running comic, those are the only 2. And the reason why is because Jeff Johns is in control of both of them. So you know, Jeff Johns is probably the best writer in DC right now. And you know, I'll take a chance with his work before I fuck around and start buying anybody else's comic. So, you know, he's earned my right to spend $4 to read one of his comics. Jeff John, hell yeah, he had. Man, back in like 2011, you know, when they started, like, you know, 2010, 2011, 2012, when he brought back Green Lantern and he brought back the Flash with Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver. Do you know that a lot of people that stopped reading comic books like 5 or 10 years before came back to reading comics when them two got together and started putting out the Green Lantern Rebirth, and then they fucked around and did the Flash Rebirth? People came back to comics to read that shit. And then when they both got together and started doing like the all the colored lanterns, like both of them, like they created the red lanterns, the white lanterns, the blue lanterns, and all the other different color lanterns. They created all that shit. people, man, that was the best thing that came out of the New 52 was all that. And they brought people back to reading comics because they picked up the quality, the standard. The art was there, the story was there, and it was shit that people were interested in. People haven't seen at that point. People didn't see Barry Allen for almost 25 years, and then by the time they did that, people have not seen Hal Jordan be a good guy in almost 15 years. So it was good that both of them brought back Hal Jordan and Barry Allen from the dead. And they did it, and they brought fans back to DC Comics, man. Made people want to get up off their ass, go to the comic book store and buy that shit. Those two guys. So, yeah, Jeff Johns, he earned it for me. That's why with Ethan Van Sciver, you know, I've been following way before that, but that's why I fuck with Cyberfrog, man. That's just it, man. They earned my respect. Yeah, and Stargirl was a TV show. You know what, man? Go watch it, Zax. Go watch that shit, man. Fuck with anybody. Look, if you heard, really, to be honest, what you're gonna hear about Stargirl, nobody ever talked about it. So you think about it, man. Think about people in the fandom who really covers Star. Nobody covers Stargirl. At the beginning of my channel, I started covering Stargirl from the beginning, from season 1, 3 years ago. If you look at the videos I did on Stargirl season 1, I got through the first maybe 6 or 7 episodes before the CW started fucking hitting me with copyright. They started striking down my videos basically. So they stopped me from reviewing about 4 or 5 episodes from season 1, season 2, and season 3. The CW stopped me. But I started reviewing Stargirl from episode 1. And I remember, man, I was, man, you know, I own Stargirl. I own the first appearance. I own all the comic books she's ever been in. And that's why, like, right now, they have a new Stargirl comic book that it was a 6-part limited series. And issue 1 through 5 came out. This month, issue 6 comes out. So, yeah, Stargirl was very good. You know, it's very good. Look, I tell you what, when you watch the first episode, man, you get to see the original Wildcat. Like, look, man, the first episode will pull you in from season 1. Fucking good show, man. What's up? Just Another Red Shirt. How you doing, brother? Man, Just Another Red Shirt's been kicking ass. Hey, man, glad to have you here, man. Hopefully you having a great day too, man. Well, you know, to be honest, like you know, folks from our corner of the fandom, nobody really covered Stargirl. I tried until the CW started fucking striking my videos, man. So I had to stop, man. I was like, fuck them. They ran me hot, man. I was like, look, you guys are fucking shit company, but I do videos and you're gonna fucking start striking down my videos? Like, fuck that, man. That was some bullshit. But it is what it is, man. You know, I do have the first few reviews or whatever from, well, actually, it wasn't what I was doing was I was doing summaries of the videos. So basically, if you didn't want to watch the episode of Stargirl and you wanted like a 5-10 minute, I think my videos were like 10 minutes, maybe 15, something like that. But if you wanted like a shorter version of just, if you didn't want to watch it and you wanted to actually know what was going on, then you couldn't watch my shit, and that's what I was doing back then. That's about 2.5 years ago. So, yeah, and and I was excited about it, man. It was cool. I would sit there and give like a synopsis of it, but I was like doing it, showing parts of the episode. So I was like, well, this happens, blah blah blah, and but instead of me explaining it, I was actually showing you the actual, clips or whatever. And hell, I might have been using up too much footage. I was just new to YouTube. It was my first few months, and I was fucking trying to do something different. It was like the first 5 or 6 months of me being on YouTube ever. And I knew the show was coming, and I love Stargirl and the Just Society of America. And, that's what I tried to do, and they shut me down. So go figure. But right now I'm reading Stargirl and the Lost Children, and the what that's about is that, let's say, like over the last ever since like the 1930s and 40s all the way to like the 1980s, a lot of DC superheroes had sidekicks. There's like one superhero called TNT, and he had a sidekick called Dan. And they were a team. Like, you can look it up right now. TNT, like the 3 letters, and Dan, DAN. You look up TNT and Dan with DC Comics, you're going to see that there's a grown guy, and he has a sidekick called Dan. They both have outfits that are similar, but that was just their name, and they've been around since the 1940s. And then, there's another one. There's another character called what's his name? The Crimson Avenger. And he's another Golden Age character. And he had a sidekick called Wings. And he's been around since the 1940s. In comic books, in real life, like in comic books, he's been a character since the 1940s. And the Crimson Avenger disappeared, and nobody knew, in comic books, he disappeared in comics. And Stargirl tried to find him, and she found him, but she found him just to lose him again. Like he got lost in time or some shit like that. And nobody knows what happened to his sidekick Dan. So the whole purpose of Stargirl and the Lost Children is somehow Stargirl finds out, or she goes on some kind of mission, and basically this entity has kidnapped all the sidekicks of all these superheroes. And, it's kind of funny because in the way people have been doing comic books, really, a lot of these sidekicks, the reason why it looked like they disappeared is because people started writing comic book writers stopped doing stories on these characters. So, it was a good idea for Jeff Johns to say, well, what happened to all the sidekicks to all these characters that we really don't see in comic books anymore? So he came up with the story like, well, what happens if all the sidekicks to all these characters got kidnapped? For the last over 50, 60 years. And Stargirl goes on a mission, and she ends up finding all the sidekicks to all these superheroes that were real, famous superheroes in comic books from the Golden Age all the way up to the 80s. Because of, writers, cooler characters came out, a lot of old school writers, they don't write comic books no more. So a lot of people are not talking about these characters anymore and have been for decades. So it was cool that he came up with a concept about Stargirl finding the sidekicks to all these old classic comic book characters from DC Comics that nobody has seen some of them since World War II, some of them since the 50s, the 60s. And the last one was like Airwave Jr. And I haven't seen Airwave Jr. since I was, since the 80s, since I was a little kid. So, you know, that's what it is. And so she goes on a mission. She finds all these sidekicks and finds out that they've been kidnapped and they're still young. They haven't aged or anything. So she found them and she's trying to bring them back to our reality, to her reality or whatever, trying to bring them back into the real world from wherever they've been kidnapped to. And and then you get to see all these sidekicks using their powers trying to fight. So basically you see them going back into action when you haven't seen them fight in decades, man. And it's a cool concept. And it's called Stargirl and the Lost Children. And the fact that she's a teenager herself, it sounds pretty cool. Like I remember I remember looking through eBay and seeing comic books of this character called the Guardian, that he's from Metropolis, right? And like when Superman died, he was one of the heroes that tried to protect Metropolis while Superman was dead. And when he was written back in the 1930s and 40s, the Guardian is actually a old Golden Age character. He used to run around with a group of kids called the Newsboy Legion. Back in the times of like Annie and all that, when you have these kids that were on the corner, paper, read all about it, so and so, da da da, only 5 cents, read all about it, and they would have like a little hat, a little shirt, sweater or whatever, they look like they used to wear like fucking Buster Browns or fucking penny loafers or some shit. And it's like they had that old school fucking 1930s look. They look like how the Little Rascals used to dress. And they were a group of kid superheroes called the Newsboy Legion. You can look them up, the Newsboy Legion, DC Comics, and you'll see a group of kids, and you might even see the Guardian standing next to him. He's a guy that has like a blue helmet with a mask. He has like an all blue suit. He carries like a gold shield that looks like a police badge. He has like from what I can remember, he has like yellow gold gloves and yellow gold trunks, and he has yellow gold boots. But the rest of the outfit is all blue. And he's called the Guardian. And if I'm not mistaken, he runs around in Metropolis. And Zach says, cool idea for a story. Yeah, it was, shit. Again, this is Jeff Johns. It came out of his mind. And I figured, well, damn, that's fucking, who would have thought to make a story of somebody trying to save, all the sidekicks of character, heroes we haven't seen fucking forever. It's like, that's a hell of an idea, man. So it's cool. I'm waiting to see what issue 6, what happens. Like, do they get saved? Like what the fuck happens? Like, I don't know. And if they do get saved, what the fuck do they do if, when they come back to reality? And some of these characters haven't been seen in like 60, 70 years. So what the fuck is a sidekick from the 1940s supposed to do in 2023? It's like, I don't know. It's a cool idea. I don't know. It's different. And maybe people get into one of those characters. Exactly. Especially when nobody, again, if you never heard of them, but then, again, you have to do your, look into, all you gotta do is Google. Google has everything, man. You can sit there and look up the Newsboy Legion, look up the Guardian from DC Comics. Like when they were doing Funeral for a Friend, like after Superman died, he was one of the people protecting Metropolis. while Superman was dead. You know, that kind of shit. So yeah, man. I mean, it's, you know, look, they had all these in, like, I remember when I was reading like All-Star Squadron and Infinity Incorporated. They had this villain called Airwave. He ended up having a son called Airwave Jr. But Airwave Jr. was a good guy. You know, and he had like a power set that was similar to his dad. But the last time, last time I seen him, when I was a little kid, back in the late 80s, but I was reading my brother's comics, and my brother collected that shit from like the early 80s. So, it's a cool idea, man. I love it. Very original. You're not getting the same hashed over shit. Very original concept. And then the other book I'm reading is The New Just Society of America, done by Jeff Johns. So what happens is, it starts off in like the 31st century, right around the time where you see the Legion of Superheroes. The Legion of Superheroes is basically your Justice League in the future. But they have like all these different members, Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, Elastic Lad. They got Brainiac. Brainiac 5 is one of the characters. He's a version of Brainiac in the future, but he's a good guy. And they have all these, they have all these heroes for the Legion of Superheroes. So how the story goes is 3 heroes in that future. They were heroes. They didn't want to join the Legion of Superheroes like everybody else does. If they're a superhero and they're going to join a group, everybody joins the Legion of Superheroes. But these 3 separate heroes that they were created for the story. These are 3 new heroes. They want to form the Just Society of America in the future, in the 31st century. So these 3 heroes create the new Just Society of America in the future, in the 31st century. And what happens is, the Justice Society's old villain from, like, in comic books from World War II, and there's a villain that's a time traveler that he's one of the main villains for the Just Society of America. His name is Per Degaton. So, like, his name is PER space DEGATON, Per Degaton. So Per Degaton is a time traveling villain. And what he does is he time travels to the 31st century. He kills those 3 members of, no, he kills, like, if I'm not mistaken, he kills a member or 2 of the newly formed Just Society of America in the future. And they try to escape and go into the present time to find the JSA. And when they come to the JSA, they come into our present time looking for the Just Society of America. And right before they contact them, Per Degaton kills them. So the whole thing is, Per Degaton is killing every version of the Just Society of America from the future, working his way through time, coming to the present, and trying to work his way into the past to try to wipe them out of existence. And the thing is, at this point, for some reason, the Atom, Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and one other hero, they're dead. And the Huntress ends up forming a new Justice Society of America with Solomon Grundy and some other. So she has a mix of heroes and villains that she puts together to form a new Justice Society of America to find, and she puts this team together to find out what happened to the original members of the Justice Society of America. Because Per Degaton is trying to kill everybody that's ever joined the Justice Society of America, no matter what time in history. So if you tried to form a team and be a part of the Just Side of America in the future, he tried to kill you. If you tried to do it in the past, he tried to go there and kill you too. So this guy's killing every member of every iteration of the Just Side of America through time. And they're trying to stop him and figure out what the fuck's going on with everything. So this thing just kicked off, man. So I'm fucking interested because I collect all that shit. So it's some good shit. You know, I have like, you know, and it's funny how they have the Huntress leading the team. And, you know, of course, man, you know, originally she was the son of Batman and Catwoman from Earth 2. I got her first appearance. Like, if you look up the first appearance of the Huntress, man, you're going to fucking pay for that shit. You know, but I own it, man. You know, it's some good shit. I got the first appearance of Power Girl, too. Some good stuff, man. So, you know, it's cool to see how it all works out, man. You know, interesting idea. They used and I have comic books where per Decaton, matter of fact, they have some Justice League, Justice Society of America crossovers from like the 70s and the 80s where they had to fight, like the Justice Society of America had to team up with the Justice League of America to fight per Decaton in some of those old comic books. I own those comic books. So he's actually a pretty badass hero, but he a lot of people don't know about him. So if you guys never heard of Per Degaton, check him out. But that's the whole story of what's going on with that new Just Side of America. This guy's coming through killing every member throughout time of the Just Side of America, and they're trying to stop him and figure out what the hell's going on. So it's pretty interesting. I'm shit. I think it was they killed Alan Scott and the Atom are like Green Lantern and Atom are dead along with another hero. Yeah, it's a trip. So I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I don't know if that sounds for an interesting story. I guess, you know, if you like the Just Side of America and you know who Per Degaton is, then I guess it would be a worthwhile thing to read, you know. But, you know, if y'all never heard of him, then you'd be like, well, okay, well, you know, it's just, you know, it's just. But yeah, that's why I'm reading those two, man. And then the thing is, Stargirl is in the Justice Society of America comic books as well. So, you know, and you know, it's like trying to figure out where she fits into what's happening with the Justice Girl is also in the JSA comic books. So it's funny, like right now, she's in two comic books that are running right now, that are being released on in comic book stores right now. So she's a very good character. If last time I checked, her first appearance goes for like $100. That was like 2 years ago when I checked. So right now, her first appearance probably goes between $100-$150 for the first appearance of Stargirl. Yeah, actually, Per Degaton, he's actually he's pretty interesting. Like I said, you know, if you got a computer next to you or, you know, your phone, you can Google him real quick and you know, you guys can at least see who I'm talking about. PER space DEGATON. Like Mega Degatron, like Megatron Degaton. You know, just that's really how it's spelled. Like how Megatron is spelled, but Degaton. Spelled exactly how it sounds. Like I guess if you put Megaton, then it's Degaton. Actually, that could be it too. Instead of me saying Degaton, it could be Degaton. Whatever. But yeah, he's pretty cool. And then it's like in in that JSA comic books, you get to see some of the characters that you see from the Stargirl TV show. Like some of them are in there too. Like they're in the JSA comic books. Like the new Hour Man, the new Dr. Midnight. Like they're all in there. So they got the new Wildcat. She's in there too. Zach says, "Oh yeah," and he was on the Legends show. Who? Predegaton was in. Oh, you talking about Solomon Grundy? Yeah. Solomon Grundy. Yeah. He's a badass dude, man. Solomon Grundy. He can never be killed. He's a zombie. You know what's funny? Do you know who's a ripoff of Solomon Grundy? You can look this up, y'all. If you guys never heard of Solomon Grundy, the ripoff of Solomon Grundy is fucking the Hulk. If you don't believe me, look it up. The Hulk is a ripoff of Solomon Grundy. So for you all that never even knew that, look that shit up, man. The same way Doctor Strange is a ripoff of Dr. Fate, the Hulk is a ripoff of Solomon Grundy. So again, man, you guys never heard of that shit. Start the Googling. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't know. There you have it. So just think we love the Hulk, but he's a wannabe. He's a wannabe Solomon Grundy. And if you look up Solomon Grundy and you see him that he has like the ripped up fucking clothes and shit, who got ripped up clothes like that? If you look up Solomon Grundy and see how he looks, you can see the Hulk in him. And if you look up the history of the Hulk, he's a ripoff of Solomon Grundy. Oh, Predegaton looks like he was in Legends of Tomorrow, but he was a kid. Okay, I had no idea, man. Yeah, Predegaton. And see, the thing is, if you think about Legends of Tomorrow, what are they doing? They're time traveling. They're time traveling. So that's how if they ran it. See, I didn't know that because to me, Legends, the first season was cool, but everything after that was fucking. I don't know what to say about Legends of Tomorrow. It was a good concept. The characters were fucking awesome, but the story sucked, man. Why? Because it was pumped. They had a great idea, but it was pumped with that CW trash. So if you would have had Legends of Tomorrow done by a whole different group that wasn't with that CW bullshit like they put in the Batwoman and that's what fucked up Green Arrow and fucked up Flash and all these, and Supergirl went to shit. When it went to the CW, it went to shit. So all those things that made the CW trash, they put that shit in the Legends of Tomorrow and made that trash too. Good concept, trash ass writers, man. They fucked up the whole show. Garbage. Matter of fact, I remember when Legends of Tomorrow, they ran into Stargirl and the Just Society of America. And if I'm not mistaken, Stargirl at that point, when they met Stargirl, she was the leader. I think I remember that. She was grown. She was more grown than what you see her in the Stargirl TV show. And Zach says, I watched the first season of Legends and that was it. Yeah, me too, man. I'm there with you, brother. I did the exact same thing, man. But yeah, Predegaton, man. Good time traveling villain. Enemy of the Just Society of America. And so, but in this comic book, he's grown. He's a grown ass man. And he's fucking killing all kind of JSA members. So yeah, man, some shit. He's starting from the 31st century and working his way down to like our time, killing off everybody he finds that was ever a member of the JSA. Some good shit, man. Interesting concept. Yeah, so if you guys never heard of it, never read, any of this stuff, matter of fact, this is a new starting point for new readers in DC Comics. They just dropped a new crossover thing called the Dawn of DC. And the Dawn of DC is supposed to be like a new starting point for new readers to come in if anybody wanted to, get a new starting point to collecting comics, I would say this would be it. Along with that is you have this new run of Superman. Issues 1051, 1052, 1053, and 1054. This brings in the new era of Superman. And they've been doing it for like the last 4 months now. And for the first time in years, Superman has been in the top 50 comic books sold, in America. Superman ain't been in the top 50 in years. Now people giving a fuck about, because they have a new writing team, a new creative team, and Superman's good again, man. So if anybody's ever encouraged to fucking buy some Superman comics, this now is the time to jump in with issue 1051. So if you jump in with issue 1051, right now it's at 1054. You pick up those first 4 issues, then here you go. You're starting a new run of Superman right now. And people are talking about it. People are excited for Superman comics again. Man, people ain't been excited to read a Superman comic in a long fucking years. So there you go. You got Superman. Superman's good again now. Oh, Penny says hi to just another red shirt. So if you're out there, Red, Penny saying hi to you. You see, Penny, I'm understanding now. I'm understanding what you're doing. There you go. Appreciate you, Penny. So, but yeah, that's that's it. That's what's going on. Let me see anything else. Yeah, so that's what I'm checking out right now is those 2 comics. If I read anything else, it'll be something old. Yep. Where you at? So I know this week I'm going to be doing comic book collecting 101. I'm going to be hubby jamming country music on the way home. Oh, you know it. There you go. I know you, and you just watching. I appreciate you, Penny. That's awesome. When I come back to do comic book collecting 101, I'm going to come with some comic books that are fairly reasonable to buy, and they have great stories. So if people want to start off with checking some comic books, from my recommendation on what you mean and from what I've read, the only thing I could recommend is, again, Stargirl and the Lost Children, but that's if you like Stargirl. The Just Society of America, if you like Just Society of America, and Superman, because everybody's talking about Superman. And that's the thing, man. A lot of people giving that shit, some thumbs up, man. And they also brought back Superboy with the jacket. Connor Kent. So Superboy's back from the reign of Superman. With the leather jacket and the whole shit. He's been gone for a long time. They finally brought him back in the comic books, so he's fighting alongside Jonathan Kent. So there's 2 Superboys. Well, he's Superman now, my bad. But yeah, but he's back as Superman. What's up, Gap? He says 24. Have you seen Stan Lee's movie Lightspeed? No, I haven't seen that. I own some Stan Lee movies, but I've never seen Lightspeed, to be honest. That one, I don't know how I missed it, but yeah, I missed that one, brother. Thank you for letting me know. Now I know I need to see what Lightspeed is. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, man, Lightspeed. Interesting. I never heard of that. Never heard of that. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys when you guys see me this week, it'll be probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be doing Comic Collecting 101. I'm gonna have a stack of comics. It'll be full run comics, but I'll be showing y'all, hey, this comic book is very good comic book. It's affordable. It's not ridiculous. Anybody can buy it, and it's a good read. It'll be worth every penny that you spend. So basically, I'm going to be showing off some good comics, from my personal recommendation from my own comic book collection. I'm going to pull out some runs of comic books that are cheap, that are affordable, and are good reads. That when you read it, you won't be fucking mad that A24. I took you up on your recommendation and I bought this comic book that you recommended and it was shit. Nah, that's not happening. So that's not happening. So it's gonna be, and again, before out Google, that way you can at least read and have an idea of what I'm telling y'all, because they're gonna give you, well, he's talking about this character. That's what she looks like, and blah blah blah, and you get to see what the history of the character is, and then from there and yeah, and even while I'm going live, I can even go online while we're live, and I'm talking about these comic books, and I'll be like, hey, look, this comic book right now is going for X amount of dollars. So if you guys are interested in this, it costs this much, and it's going, on Amazon or eBay or whatever. So I'll do that also. So in case anybody's interested, while I'm talking about it, you can actually go online, and if you really want to buy it, you can pick it up, because I would have told you what the prices were for it. So I'll do that as well. That way, I'm not telling you, hey, it's a good comic book, it's cheap. I'm let you know, hey, it's a good comic book, and this is how much it's going for. I'll do that as well. That way, you can know for yourself, and then from there, but at least it'll be my personal recommendations, and I'm not here to recommend some whack ass fucking comics. So that's not what you're gonna get from me. Fuck that. I'm telling y'all right now, that's not happening. So comic books are not gonna be woke. There ain't gonna be none of that garbage. It's gonna be what it is, straight up. And Penny says, I married a redneck. Nah, you're good, Penny. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And hold on, Gap. I think I missed out on this. Here is what the movie agent Jason Connery pursues his enemies after an accident, gives him the ability to run at the speed of light. Wow. Okay. That's the okay. Thank you for letting me know what Lightspeed is about. Okay, I'm definitely checking it now, man. Thank you for that, Gap. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Okay, so now I got now I got to do some homework. Now I got to do some Googling. I got to see what Lightspeed is, man. Thank you for that, man. But yeah, that's if you guys have any questions about collecting comic books, I put out 3 videos already, Collecting Comic Books 101. Or comic book collecting one. I can't remember what the fuck I called it. But again, you'll see it when you go through my lives. And if you guys read it, you have any questions while I'm doing a live, or you drop a question in the comment section, I'll answer whatever. Actually, you probably should drop it in the, you guys come see me when I go live. Just drop it in the chat, if you feel better, drop it in the comment section, it's whatever's better. And I'll definitely, only one person out of 3 videos made one comment. So hopefully, if anybody ever watched my collecting comic book videos, hopefully you guys learned something. Because that's the whole point. Is you know, is for me to try to get you guys up to, you know, I'll tell you this. I've been fucking with comic books for decades. I've collected them. I've accidentally made mistakes, destroyed them. I've done all kind of shit. So when I tell you, hey, be careful with how you handle it, because I've made these mistakes. I fucked up great comic books. I didn't mean to, but it was kind of like a trial and error kind of thing. So all the things that I've done to have fucked up a comic book, that's why I've said everything I've said in those videos to make sure that you guys don't make the mistakes I've made to fuck up a comic book. Comic book, yeah, it's what's that? Let me see. What the fuck did I call it? I'm about to look it up now. What did I call this thing? That way I can tell y'all for real. I'm just, all right, let me see. June Wong, what's going on, man? June Wong, man. Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you. Collecting Comic Books 101. That's what it is. Collecting Comic Books 101. So, look, you know, if you guys want to know how to really collect comic books without any bullshit, I did 3 videos. Check them out. Collecting Comic Books 101. And that's and I tried to give in all 3 videos, I tried to give everything that I have in my head and in me straight the fuck up. This is how you collect comic books. How, you know, what to consider before you buy a comic book. When you decide to buy a comic book, you know, what are the steps, you know, what do you do when you physically make your mind like, okay, I want to buy a comic book. And you go to a comic book store and you try to buy a comic book. What to look out for. How to handle it, how to actually physically handle a comic book. You know, it's funny, like I always say, when it came to collecting comic books, people can tell you, you know, you can look online, you know, people telling you on YouTube, yeah, buy this, buy that. This comic book is going to be worth something. Go get that, do this. Nobody ever told nobody how to physically handle a comic book. Because if you don't, the moment that comic book gets in your hand and you spend some money on it, you're going to fuck it up because you don't know how to physically handle a comic book. It's a piece of paper. And people think, well, you know, I'll treat it like a magazine. Well, guess what? You know what people do to magazines? They do all kind of stupid shit to them. Throw them on the coffee table, you know, do all kind of. So there's a lot of things on how to maintain a comic book once it gets in your hands. And again, nobody ever talks about that. They'll tell you, oh, buy this, buy that, collect this, collect that. But damn, once you buy it, how the fuck do you store it? And you think, well, I'll just put it in the corner. Nah, you look, there's a lot of things to consider when you're trying to get a comic book collection together. And I dropped all that in those 3 videos. So again, if you guys are into collecting comic books and checking shit out, and you want to learn how to fucking grow a comic book collection, check out my Collecting Comic Books 101. And if there's anything in those videos that I didn't fully explain, man, you guys let me know, and I will definitely break it down and explain it even better. You know, and that's what I'm here for. You know, it's, you know, you guys love all the same shit that I love, you know, whether it's Marvel, DC, whatever. And sometimes you guys might want to actually collect the comic books. There's some people that'll say, okay, well, I'll go buy the graphic novel. But, you know, me, I don't like graphic novels. I want the actual comic gonna go and I'm gonna buy the actual comic book. Dee Dee Myers, what's going on, Dee Dee? Man, it's been a minute. Well, miss having you around here. Thank you. Man, it's been a minute, Dee Dee. Hopefully you're doing all right. Hello, hope you're doing well. Miss y'all. Sorry I haven't been around in a while. Life keeps getting in the way. You know what, Dee Dee? The fact that you're here is a blessing, man. Thank you, man. We missed you, man. Glad to have you back. You're always welcome here, man. Like I said, man, we missed you, man. So, man, it's fucking awesome. Look at that. Is being around great people, man. We get Dee Dee Myers back. That's some good shit. Miss you, Dee Dee. Thank you, man. Oh, man, that's fucking awesome. Show missed you, brother. I know it's been a minute, man, but good to know you're all right, man, and glad to know you're back. So thank you. Zach says, June, good to see you here again. Yeah, man, June's awesome. June Wong is on point. Thank you, June. Gap says, I wear gloves when I read comics or touch action figures, etc. Like on the white glove treatment. I know, man. You know, and that's the thing. I even talk about all that too. You know, when I talk about handling comics, you know, I've said, well, you know, some people have sweaty palms. You know, and then you know it's natural, man. You know, you can't fucking help it. You know, your body does what it's gonna do. But before you touch a comic book, it's best you wash your hands. Make sure you don't touch your face. Make sure that your comic book is not around. You know, make sure you don't have no drinks or no food, you know, around that shit, because grease and everything. And the thing is, believe it or not, the way the comic book covers are, if your hands are greasy, wet, oily, or whatever, the longer you hold the comic book, the more your fingerprints will be embedded in the cover of the comic book that you're holding. So you got to be careful when you sit there and you touch a comic book, you handle it. And I tell everybody, when you handle a comic book, you have to do it using your fingertips. You don't grab the shit like it's a fucking Mad magazine, like you don't give a fuck, you know. You gotta, you know, or like it's the TV Guide or some shit. You know, you grab one of those, you don't give a fuck how you handle it. A comic book is one of those things that if it's a good comic book and you kept it in good condition, it can actually be an investment. You spend $3 or $4 for it, it end up being like $20. Hell, I remember spending what, $2 for Stargirl, her first appearance. Now the shit's over about $150. That kind of shit. But if I had sweaty palms, oily fingers, you know, touching on fucking fried chicken and fucking, you know, doing that kind of bullshit and then touching my comic book ain't gonna be worth shit. And you know, believe me, I have Golden Age comics. I own comic books from World War II. That when you open up the comic book, the advertisement is selling war bonds. Ain't no X-ray glasses or fucking, you know, fucking whoopee bag or some shit that you sit on and it farts. No, it ain't that bullshit. The advertisements I got in some of my comics are actual World War II war bonds to help support the war. So I own classic shit. So yo, Gap, I'm with you, man. I get it, man. And I even told people, I said, man, if it's gonna be too hard for you to, you know, handle a comic and you think that you're gonna smudge it, you know, because your hands get sweaty and all this other shit. I even said, I said, you might as well just buy gloves. You can buy a fucking box of 100 gloves for like $2 or $3. Fucking 100 latex gloves. Fucking invest in that shit. Hey, you might even 2 or 3 times before you toss them out. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. That's and Juwon, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Those digital comics, Man, that shit went to shit. Digital comics went south. Comixology just went under about 2 or 3 months ago. Comixology fucking, they're gone. So basically, if you had comic books on Comixology, you know, you had a collection of digital comic books on Comixology, they got transferred over to Amazon. Like the Amazon Kindle kind of shits. So basically, if you like me and my brother, we do own digital comics. We do. Hell, you can get like a whole run of like Doctor Strange, like the whole collection for like $3. That kind of shit. So digital comics, they're okay. You know, for me, the only thing I can see beneficial from digital comics, and eventually I'm going to use it once I learn how to work StreamYards and learn how to work this Chromebook that I have better. What I'm going to do is, like, I don't know if you guys ever seen any comic book YouTubers. They do like comic book stories, but the comic book stories that they use is off of like Comixology. They're not actually opening up a comic book and telling you about the story from a comic book physically. They're telling it to you through their digital comic book collection. And that's the kind of thing that I want to do. And I own thousands of comic books digitally. But my whole thing is, I don't know how to work it, access it, and record it because I don't have the knowledge to do it. But Loki told me, you know, he was going to help me out with that here in the next week or so. So I'm gonna figure that out. And once I do, I'm gonna come with something different, where I can actually start showing you guys comic books and different things, stories, some of the best stories, and you know, and like some of the greatest Hawkman stories, and some of the best, you know, JSA stories, that kind of shit. But you guys will be seeing it digitally, which, you know, it'll look better when you guys are looking at this on a video versus you looking at a paper comic book. You know, that kind of shit. So for video purposes, a digital comic book collection is pretty good. If you can actually record it, put it through YouTube, and show everybody stories, it's good for that. But as a comic book collector, you just investing in digital comics just to have it, hell nah. Because this is the thing. If Comixology went under, what happens if Amazon didn't pick up? You know, so basically, instead of you going to Amazon, instead of you going to Comixology to read your comic books, you have to go to Amazon Kindle to read your comic books. What happens if Amazon Kindle didn't have that option? Basically, all the comic books that you would have bought digitally, you would have lost everything because the fucking company went under. And that's why I don't trust buying DVDs, purchasing movies through Netflix and Vudu, or buying movies through Hulu or through YouTube. Because even though you purchased it, you don't own it. And if they decide to remove that movie off of its streaming service, then you have no more access to that movie. So whatever you spent to have access to watch whatever the fuck movie that's out right now, if they decide to stop carrying that movie, then you're screwed. You just spent you spent what, $4 or $5 or $10 or whatever to have a movie in your movie library through YouTube or whatever, or through HBO Max or Disney Plus or whatever the fuck. And when they decide not to show that movie no more, hell, you're not watching that movie no more. And you spent your money, you're supposed to have access to it whenever you want to, and that's not the case anymore. So why would you invest in fucking trying to buy movies or anything digitally? So, that's a chance that you take when you fucking with online comics or anything online, like purchasing a movie online and all that other shit. That's all the shit that, that's just kind of shit you have to worry about. Brett Cohen, what's going on, Brett? We got Brett in the house. That's what's up. Dee Dee Meyer says 24 doing well. Thanks, man. You're welcome, brother. It's great to have you back, man. Hell yeah, great to have you back, Dee Dee. Thank you, man. Thank you for showing your face, man. June Wong says, "Hail all. Sorry, driving, working at the moment." Nah, you're good, June. Man, thank you for being here, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, everybody saying what's up to each other. Brett Cohen says, both have their place. I got my nephews into comics by way of graphic novels. Yeah, well, this came to graphic novels. About even Zach's can if Zach's still here, he can tell you, if some folks would remember about a year and a half ago, I was unboxing comic books. And the way I was doing that was like 6 months to a year before I unboxed a shitload of comics. I had bought a bunch of comics and I never opened them. Like I looked them up online, purchased them. They came in the packages, and I just left them all in the packages. I never even opened up the packages to show whether the comic book was in good. When I purchased them, I looked them over online, or whatever. And I waited like a year and a half to actually open them all up. So what I noticed is when I was actually purchasing these comics, you could have, let's say I could have bought the actual comic, or, a graphic novel would be a whole bunch of comic books, like one storyline put into graphic novel form. But what I started seeing was me buying the comic books was as much or even less than buying the graphic novel. So if I have a choice to have, let's say, The Dark Knight Returns. No, that's a bad example. Let's say Nightfall, when Batman got his back broken by Bane. So if I had a choice of buying the whole run of Nightfall, the comic books, versus buying Nightfall, the graphic novel, and I find out that owning all of the Nightfall comic books is cheaper than buying the graphic novel, fuck that graphic novel. I'm going to buy the comic books. Because I'm going to tell you something about graphic novels. When you try to sell them, nobody's going to give you shit for them. You know what people will give you, if you had to sell them. What's worth more is the actual comic books itself. I'm just a purist, man. That's what it is. And if a comic book comes out, they have some stories that when they come out, they don't come out in comic book. Like they can come out with a brand new story and it's only available in graphic novel form. That's when I buy the graphic novel, because there is no comic book to it. The only way you're going to read it is by graphic novel. If that's the case, then I'll buy a graphic novel. But if there's a comic book form to it, I'm buying that. It's just the way it is, man. I'm sorry. Graphic novels ain't worth shit. So if you're gonna sit there and buy spend the money to buy the graphic novel, and you needed to sell it, ain't nobody gonna give you shit for it. But if you had the comic book version, then you might make some money. And that's the difference, man. And that's what I've seen out of all the shit that I've ever bought. So why would I spend my time on a graphic novel when I can actually have the comic book, and the comic book is probably less than the graphic novel? And that's what I've seen. And I went through that. Personally, I've seen that. And that's just what, that's what that was. So that's me, man. It's crazy, man. I got into an argument with someone about the whole graphic novel comic book thing. And I mean, people, people are gonna buy what they're gonna buy, but I don't know, man. I'd rather have the comic book, man. That's just what it is, man. I can sell it, make more money. Graphic novels, people don't give a fuck about a graphic novel. After you buy a graphic novel, you can't do nothing else with it, man. There's no value in it. And I don't buy shit for value, but if I'm gonna waste my money, on buying something, and I have a choice on buying the same thing in two forms, and one form is worth something and the other one isn't. That's to me, that's just me. But hopefully I make sense. DJ Ronnie G said Comixology had the best reader. yeah, Comixology has some good shit to it, man. Now it's out of there. Now I got to go to fucking Amazon to fucking read fucking comic books, man. It's it's the same shit. It just moved over to a different platform. But what happens if that platform wasn't there? I'd be fucked. It says Ju Wong, having a download faxing camera in the remote using a flathead scanner, although I prefer using the scanner for important stuff. Wow. That's some good shit right there. Dee says, I'd rather hear it coming from an actual comic book than digital. Yeah, me too, man. I rather fuck with the actual physical media. Juwan says, so that you can read your digital comic, so that you can read your digital backup scans and protect your physical media. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, and then to be honest, the whole thing with the physical media is this. Now, let's say if I had The Vengeance of Bane, if anybody knows what The Vengeance of Bane is, it's the first appearance of Bane. Bane who broke Batman's back. His first appearance is a comic book called The Vengeance of Bane. So let's say if I had a perfect mint condition comic of The Vengeance of Bane and I didn't want to touch it, what would I do? I probably would spend $1 or $2 and buy a beat up ass version online that somebody just, if it's for reading purposes, I'll buy a dog shit. I just spent $1 on it or $2. I'd buy a dog shit copy of The Vengeance of Bane, all beat the fuck up, and read that shit while my good Bane is sitting in my comic book collection, not being touched. That's what I would do. If I had to have 2 copies, I'd have a good copy and a beat the fuck up ass copy, and that's it. That's it, and that's why people always buy 2. If you're gonna buy something, people always buy 2: one to collect, one to read. But if you already got a comic book and it's to buy another one is going to cost you a shitload of money, then buy a beat up one that somebody's willing to sell for $1 or $2 that ain't worth shit, and buy that and read that, and that takes care of that right then and there, and that's it. To me, I don't know. That's the best way I can come, and say, well, that's probably would be the best way to try to handle that. And then Gap says, plus with digital comics, they can edit things out. That's why I like the hard copy. Yeah, that's another thing too. Let's say if a comic book came out, right, and let's say fuck man, some woke group of people are fucking wanting to do some pull different things out or try to clean it up some. Then digitally, they have all the power to sit there and manipulate the digital comic. When if you have the physical copy, whatever's in it, good or bad, it's already in the comic book. They can't do shit because the comic book is in your house. But digitally, they can go behind the scenes and fuck with it and change it up to either not show a gun or not show tits or not show somebody's booty or some shit. All that dumb shit. Penny saying what's up to Brett. That's what's up. And Dee Dee says, Gap, well said. Oh yeah, man. Gap's the man. That Gap's the man. If you guys don't mind, if you guys can give me 1 second, I gotta go turn off the air conditioner, man. It's fucking cold as fucking here. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. Appreciate that, y'all. Thank you. DJ Ronnie G, my man, what's going on, brother? He says, I paid $30 per season to stream remastered episodes of Babylon 5 on Prime. I've been gradually copying them so that I don't get screwed. Oh wow. Damn, but DJ Ronnie G, oh, they're the remastered. Okay. You know what's funny? I got was it Babylon 5? No, was it no. Was it? I think I have, and I spent like $2 on it, and I got the actual physical copies. Wow, DJ Ronnie G, brother, you might want to look online. Like me, boy, when I really want something and I look for it, boy, I'm gunning for shit, man. And I don't accept the first 5 or 10 things I see. Boy, I dig deep, man, and I dig so deep in the internet to find like something to find a price that's better than whatever the fuck I've been looking at. So if I see something that's $30, I'm trying to see if I can catch it for 5 or 10, owning it physically. I don't know. That's me, man. And I mean, I own over 10,000 DVDs, man. And now now all that is including seasons, documentaries, concerts, the whole shits. I have over 10,000 pieces of with DVDs, Blu-rays, seasons, the whole shits, everything. I used to be a manager at Blockbuster, man. So it started from way back. So when it comes to like buying physical media, man, I'm a huge supporter of that shit. Fuck streaming services, fuck cable, fuck all that shit. So the only thing I need is fucking electricity and the internet. All this, dude, buying shit, and I wanted to watch my look. I don't think I could watch my whole collection for whatever's left of my lifetime, man. But just the fact that I own it, that's enough for me. That's enough for me right there. Brent says, "Good day, thank you, brother." Everybody saying what's up to Lady Miss, Lady of the Void. That's right, Lady Miss is awesome. You guys saying what's up to each other, man. You guys are great, man. DJ Ron G said in the beginning of the merger, Amazon made a mess of the reading experience. Yeah, I heard about that shit, man. I heard about that. Wow. Says, hey, just another red shirt. I just saw a funny clip on the Star Trek Continues YouTube channel. Oh man, Star Trek Continues. Man, I love that shit, man. Where a red shirt was happy to be on the bridge and still ended up in trouble. Oh man, that's funny. That's some good stuff, man. Everybody saying what's up. Let me see what we got here. DJ Ryan G's. Oh wait, that was too fast. Says good evening, Didi Myers. Almost didn't recognize you as the Cat Man. Y'all know, man. Boy, I say, boy, you got to wonder why they call him the Cat Man. Boy, man. Boy, he put in his work. He put in his work. Yeah, he's the Cat Man, all right. Shit. All right, what we got here? Good day, the loveliest of all Sherrys. That's cool. That's some good stuff right there, Brett. Yeah. All right, what we got? Brett says, anyone ever get into Painkiller Jane? Was given some, but haven't had a look. You know what? Painkiller Jane was actually it ran for a few years. I own one comic, and the thing is, the reason why I didn't continue wasn't that it was bad. It was because I was collecting a lot of other shit, and I was the kind of guy back then. That was, oh man, that was a long time ago. I was the kind of guy that if you weren't really like DC or Marvel, I wasn't really fucking with you. And I only stretched out to like Image with Spawn, the Max, and shit like that. But I didn't go no further than that. I didn't fuck with Valiant Comics. I didn't mess with like they had Topps Comics, Topps, the baseball card company. They had their own comic book company. They, on with Topps Comics, you got like the X-Files. So you had the X-Files ran for quite a few years on Topps Comics. So I didn't pick up the X-Files till like a couple years ago. So even back then, when a lot of shit was coming out for different companies, I went DC, Marvel, and a little bit of Image. I got like Spawn. I got the Max #1. I got, I started collecting Spawn, and I have the Pit #1. And that's as far as I went outside of DC and Marvel. But you should check it out, man. Check out, especially if you have like from the first issue. You should give it a go, man. Everybody saying what's up? Anyone? Yeah, okay, yeah. Check it out, man. Check it out, brother. And have a good evening. 24. Have a good evening, everybody. I gotta feed 5 cats and 2 dogs and get supper. Damn, you got a whole house full, man. But I'll tell you what, man. You take care, man. Thank you for being here. I'm about to take off here in a few myself. But I know you guys hear me fucking ranting and raving about comic books, man. Thank you for being here, man. And shit, man, had a great time, man, with y'all here, man. That's right, man. Have fun, Gap. For real, man. Be safe. And the lovely Sherry says hello to just another red shirt. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's what the hubbub is about, huh? Well, hopefully you guys understand, where I was coming, again, I had folks, getting offended that, that, felt like I was dissing the graphic novel, but, I explained why, but, if you thought I was trying to talk shit, I wasn't, and nobody. Yeah, I'm just strong. When I seen it for myself, because I was a guy that used to buy graphic novels. But shit, when I started seeing that the original comic book was cheaper than the graphic novel, man, fuck that graphic novel. I'm going for the original shits. I'm all about the original stuff, man. And the thing is, the reason why the original comics end up being cheaper than the graphic novels is because of the pandemic. When you had all these comic book stores shutting down, boy, I tell you what, in the last 3 or 4 years, let's say from 2019 to this very second, if you look up how many comic book stores have actually shut down around America, shit. We're not talking 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. Man, so many comic book stores have completely went under. Your moms and pop spots, a lot of comic book stores have completely went under. And then from there, if you close up your comic book store, some people had to take their whole the whole inventory from the comic book store, and if you didn't have like a storage unit, people were taking that shit home. So just imagine a comic book store full of shit inside your own home. So at that point, for people to start making room and actually making some money, people started selling their comic books online for pennies on the dollar. And people are still doing it now. I go online and see, I'll give you an example. Just 2 weeks ago, for my Collecting Comics 101, episode 3, I unboxed. I was talking about buying comic books online. They had this group called the Terrifics. They came out with a comic book right around 2018, 2019. And so I bought 15 issues for $14. Each issue was going for $3 cover price. And I ended up getting 15 issues for $14. But those same 14 issues, I seen other people selling them for $100. So when some people are buying 14 issues for $100, I bought 15 issues. The first 14 plus the first annual for $15, and everybody saw it. Anybody that watched that video, I took the fucking receipt and I put it to the camera, and everybody saw that I paid $14 and 85 cents for 15 comic books in mint condition. You look at the third that was 10 days ago. Collecting Comic Books 101. I spent on the Terrifics, and you can look online right now. Look up DC The Terrifics and put issue number 1 through 14 and hit shopping, and you're gonna see people selling it for about $100. But then I went ahead and I looked and I searched and I found issues 1 through 14 with the first annual. They have 2 annuals. 15 comic books for $14.85. But then I could have bought the graphic novel. You know how much I would have been spending for the graphic novel? Probably about $15. What would I rather have, the graphic novel or the comic book? Trust me, you sell the graphic novel, you think you could sell the whole graphic novel with the whole story of the Terrifics and sell that graphic novel for $100? Nope. But if you have the whole collection of the Terrifics, you can sell that shit for $100. There's a difference. That's why I collect comic books and I don't fuck with graphic novels. Because graphic novels, at the end of the day, they ain't worth shit. The art on the cover might be different. You got whether it's a soft cover or a hard cover or whatever. Yeah, all that's fine and dandy. But is it worth anything? Nah, it ain't worth shit. So you can sell the Terrifics 1 through 14 for $100. But again, if you sell that in graphic novel form, you're not getting $100 for that shit. I'll tell you that right now. If you think somebody's gonna buy the Terrifics graphic novel with all those issues in it for $100, you man, nah, that's not happening. So that's why I am the way I am about comic books. Hold up, I just saw somebody come in here. What's up, Clobbering Times? What's going on, brother? Well, you catching me. Clobbering Times said, "Oh shit, I came to say what's up," and I hear him fucking. And Clobbering Times know what I'm talking about. When I talk shit about graphic novels, he knows exactly what I'm saying. He knows for real. He's heard me. He's heard me argue that shit to the. He's heard me argue that shit to death. Everybody saying what's up to Clobbering Times. That's what's up. They are your. What's up, Lady Miss? You out of here, Penny? Hey, you take care, Penny. You have a great night, and thank you for being here and kicking it with us. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see you tomorrow. They are your passion at 24/7 Fusion Media. Yeah, they are, man. Love comic books. And Dee Dee Meyer says, "What's up, Clobby?" Yeah, that's what's up. Miss. From the lovely Sherry, the Lady Miss, everybody saying what's up to Penny. Take care, Penny. You have a good night. Psychodorf 9. What's going on, brother? How's it going, man? I see donuts. Now I want to make ham sandwiches. Doctor says I should avoid sugar as if in America. I know, right? As if in America. You know what, man? I'm trying to work on the sugar thing myself, Psychodorf 9. So me and you, we're in the same boat, brother. I don't have no issues with sugar, but just to know that I need to start watching it a little bit better. Yeah, you're right about that, man. Everybody saying what's up to each other. Man, you guys are awesome. And Didi says, take care, Penny. Good night. Yeah. Amelia Miss says, these are donutless. You just made me laugh. Thank you. That was a good one. Oh man. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this whole comic book graphic novel thing? I don't know. That's just how I feel about it, man. And another thing too is I've rarely seen hardcover comic books go up in price either. And I know I've seen a couple, but I don't know. I just, again, if I could have it in comic book form, I just would rather do it. But some people, I don't know, for some reason, people would just rather pay for the comic book and pay money for it. Graphic novel, man. Ain't nobody really trying to buy that shit. And I mean, who's gonna spend $100 on a graphic novel? Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, that's just me. Psychodorf 9 says, I found sugar fructose in baked cereal, in baked bread. Yeah, man. That's crazy, man. Brett Cohen says, have fun, Penny. Yeah, man. So, say, Clobby, if you're listening, you got anything, I don't know. I know me and you kind of talked about it before, but you know, I mean, if you got anything you can throw in the chat on what you think of buying comics, buying graphic novels. Lady Miss says it's everywhere at Psychodorf 9 unless you create the food yourself. You know what, Lady Miss? You show right about that. Damn, Lady Miss. Lady Miss, that is true, man. That is so true. Yeah, that's, and that's what a lot of foods, that's why a lot of people prefer to cook at home, because if you eat the same meal, like let's say you want to eat something at home that you could have cooked, but you prefer to eat it, eat that same meal out somewhere. At that point, you don't know what the restaurant has actually put into your food, or was it packaged with some kind of sugar and all this other shit, and then all the people have to do at the restaurant is cut it out the bag, throw it on the skillet, cook it up, and then serve it to you. It's like, that's a whole different story right there. So, Psychodorf 9 says, I buy hardcover if I just want the story. I got you. What you say, Lady Miss? She says, if I like it, I get a hardcover of everything. Oh yeah. It's funny. Loki's the same way. Stone Loki. I've seen him buy some shit. So it's like he would have the comic book form of something. Like, I'll give you an example. He's collecting the Batman 89 series. So Batman 89, he has the actual comic. He bought it in trade paperback, graphic novel form, and then he also picked it up as a hardcover. And that's just him. He's the kind of guy that if he likes something, he doesn't mind having it in different variations. But I know the first thing he bought was the comic book. And when it comes to buying like the graphic novel form, or trade paperback form, or a hardcover, at that point people are buying it because they like that the cover has different art, or maybe the paper is a little bit different. Because let's say if you'd have bought Christ on Infinite Earth, then of course it's real paper, like newspaper paper. But then if you buy the hardcover or you buy the graphic novel, then you're going to get that slick paper. It'll be the same art, but it'll be that slick paper. The paper, would be, of course, is an improved paper in the whole nine. And, that's just what it is. Brett Cohen says, good day, Psychodorf 9. Sugar should never be in a standard loaf. America seems to be hiding sugar in everything these days. I know, man. That's a bad thing. But you're right about that, Brett. Psychodorf 9 says, look, Dylan Hollis's peanut butter bread. Dylan Hollis's peanut butter bread. You know what, Psychodorf 9? I will be looking that up. What's up, brother? Clobbering Time says, 24, you already know what I think, bud. The story, art, and characters are what matters to me, not collectability. I have a nice trade or I love a nice trade or hardcover. The format is irrelevant to me. Yeah, I know, brother. I know. But thank you for letting me know. I Clobbering Times, boy, I love Clobbering Times. That's my brother right there, man. Great guy, man. Great guy. And yeah, I know where you stand on stuff, man. I mean, it's just, I guess, it's just the collector in me, man. That's what it is. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. Just in the red shirt, I can cook and I can bake so. Well, I bet you can bake some good stuff, Psychodorf 9. Says just another red shirt, temperature and humidity, and 3 minutes of kneading to make the difference between bread and a nice tasting a brick. I know, right? Oh shit. You guys are funny. She says, Psychodorf 9, I have a bread baking machine. Holy shit. There you go, Psychodorf 9. From what I actually heard a bread baking machine is I guess it depends on, if you want a very good one, you're going to spend money for it. But I heard a decent one is really not that expensive. Just one that can actually just do the job. I heard it's not really that expensive. Huh. But yeah, that's you make a good point, Lady Miss, on that. Just another red shirt said, Psychodorf 9, check with Mrs. Redshirt, aka Texas Shire. Oh, I hear that. And Clobbering Time says, I respect collectors, but there are some stories, especially the old way too expensive to get the originals. I love the collected stuff. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Now what Clobbering Time says right there, that has to be, for me, the exception to the rule. Now, I'm trying to go for the actual comic book itself, but then there are some things that that's just not affordable for a majority of us. And if it's the case of you want to read, give me an example, Batman #1, or the first DC Comics Batman comic, or the first Superman comic, at that point you're better off getting the graphic novel or the hardcover. But that's those are the exceptions when there's something that you want to read, but you just really, hell, you could sell your whole house and you couldn't fucking afford it. It's like, yeah, at that point you gotta break down and the graphic novel or the hardcover or the trade paperback would be the way to go. And Clobbering Times is right about that. That's in my realm of collecting comics and owning some shit, that's the exception of when you can't afford the original. That's the only way to go. But that's when you can't afford, that's when you can't afford it, uh that's, but it's just one of those things. That's the exception. And Carbon Times, you're right about that, brother. And thank you for putting your input into it, man. Thank you for that. Brett says, as a baker, I'll say bread is just flour, yeast, salt, and water plus time. Oh, Brett, I didn't know you were a baker. Wow. Well, there you go. And just another red shirt says Brett Cohen has a little energy. Yeah, he's doing it, man. Huh. True red shirt. And Clobber Time says, without reprints, there are so many classics that never would be seen. Reprints are like TV reruns. They have to be available in multiple forms, or they don't circulate. About that, brother. Yeah, you're right about that, man. You definitely you said a mouthful, brother. Yeah, he's right. Carbon Times is right about that. Thank you for your input, man. That definitely makes a lot of sense. You're right, man. Checkerdorf 9 says, LOL, and Brett Cohen, an engine rebuild is just parts, tools, and time. Oh shit. Hey man. Psychodorf 9, oh shit. Yep, I know. Let it do all the hard work at 24/7 Fusion Media. Still can make without. But hey, I'm getting lazy. Nah, no, you're not. No, you're not. I mean, if you have an affordable, easier way to make bread, that's not being lazy. Hell, if I had that way, I would do it too. So, nah, you're good. Oh shit! Hold on a second. Just another red shirt says Psychodorf 9. An engine rebuild requires both fitness and brute force. It also helps if you don't have parts left over at the end. Oh shit! I know, right? And Psychodorf 9 says, Lady Miss, you tempt me. I already have a road. Hey, I tell you what, Lady Miss can easily convince you. I mean, that's a I have a ton of books. People. Says I have a ton of books. People, when they come over, ask why I've read books. Let's see to read. I know, right? Shit. That's where it's at. And Brett says Psychodorf 9, at least it sounds like real engine rebuilds, not hook it up so the computer tells us so. I know that's so true. And then Psychodorf 9, Lady Miss says, Psychodorf 9, my mother was Italian. I learned to cook starting at 5 years old, everything from scratch. Whoa. Yeah, I guess so. Nowadays it's time to take a break, right? At least on the bread tip. So I guess Lady Miss, I guess you must have like some you have like a pasta maker kind of deal. I mean, if you got the bread maker, then you probably have I wonder if you have you can make your own pasta, ravioli kind of thing. And Lady Miss says, yup, LOL. I knew it. I knew it. I have one. Yes. Look at that. Yup. I knew it. Look at that. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Psychodorf 9 says, Lady Miss, I learned it. Got the gold mine. I got the shaft. Oh, wow. That's a mouthful right there, brother. I know, right? Oh man, you guys are awesome, man. You guys are just you guys are You guys are allowing me to have a great Saturday night, man. Thank you all. You guys are too funny. Yep, but I'm gonna have to get my butt up here in a minute. I got to get to moving around. I've been sitting down for about 2 hours. Yep, but man, I had a great time with you guys. Say, Clobbering Times, thank you, brother. You know, Gap After Dark, you know, Brett Cohen, Psychodorf 9, Lady Miss, you know, you guys, just another red shirt. Thank you, man. Brett, you guys are funny, man. Let me see who else we got here. Thank you, Penny. Appreciate you, Dee Dee Myers, my brother, man. Show missed you, brother. Thank you, man, for coming back, bro. At least letting us know you're all right, man. That's some good shit, man. The cat, man. I tell you, man, it's been too long, man. Who else we got here? I don't want to. Low Spec Linux laptop. Jeff, my brother, thank you, man, for being here with me, man. Hanging out with us. Thank you. All right, let me see. I don't want to miss any. I don't want to leave anybody out. DJ Ronnie G, my brother, thank you. Sure appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you. The lovely Sherry, thank you for being here, Sherry. Awesome as always, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me see. Anybody else that I missed? No, I don't think I missed anybody. No, I think I got everybody. I think I got everybody. Everybody. And forgot Zax. Thank you, Zax, for being here, kicking it with us, man. Appreciate you, man. And my thing doesn't want to go up anymore. So hopefully I didn't that didn't sound right? Oh shit. I'm talking about scrolling. But hopefully, hopefully you guys had a good time kicking it, here with me. I had a great time being here with y'all. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you all, for spending your Saturday nights with me, man. You guys have done this two weekends in a row. I've had 2 great Saturday nights back to back, and none of this would have been possible without y'all. So, I just want to tell everybody, thank you. Thank you so much for being here, man. You guys are just awesome. And Psychodorf 9 says, it's a song, dude. I thought you made that shit up, man. I didn't know it was a song. That's why I was like, oh, shit. Psychodorf 9 just got us with that one. It says Jerry Clower, wasn't it? Oh, I have never even heard of it. Lady Miss says, I should have finished planting today, so I have food for the summer, LOL, but here goofing off, LOL. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep you away from the garden, but I'm thankful that you were here with us. I mean, I had a great time, having you here, Lady Miss. Thank you. It's always great to see you. So thank you for that. And much love goes to you, Lady Miss. Thank you. Psychodorf 9, y'all are making me feel lazy for not planting potatoes. Hell, I don't even know how to plant shit. So, interesting. Clobbering Times, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Well, what the fuck's going on? Oh, it's taking a long time. That's what it is. Appreciate you, Clobbering Times. And Dee Dee Myers says 24 that it has. Great show, 24. Thank you, and anytime. Hey, man, thank you for being here, man. And, just, whenever you get time, man, I'm streaming at least 5 times, maybe 6 times out of the week now. I've been doing that for like the last few weeks, man, trying to build up my watch time. So I'll be on a lot more than usual, actually a lot more than ever, and just trying to build up to get monetized. So I'll be back streaming tomorrow, and hopefully if you guys, buy the Primetime Kings tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. So if you guys have a moment, please stop by. I would love to have you, and I'll be here. So, Lady Miss says, "Here you go, Psychodorf 9. You trying to pass off that bread? I know, right?" And Brett Cohen says, have fun, Lady Miss. Placing my garden round to winter positions, huh?" Well, you guys are talking some stuff I don't even understand. Shit. I'm AFK. I feel you, Psychodorf 9. LOL. I know, right? Have fun, everybody. Hey, Brett, you have fun too, man. Thank you. And Lady Miss says, everyone take care. You do the same, Lady Miss, and thank you. Lady Miss says, LOL, no at 24/7 Fusion Media. Love being here. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. You're awesome, Lady Miss. I appreciate you. And Psychodorf 9 says, okay, bright blessings. Uh-oh. That was mine. That was my phone. My bad. It says, I don't know how to plant anything either. I know, right? It says, Dee says, I'll try to stop by tomorrow. Hey, if please do, if you have a moment. And if not, you can catch me during the week. So, thank you. And I'll be looking out for everybody. So hopefully, if I don't see y'all tomorrow, I get to see y'all during the week. And just want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate y'all. And Dee says, I'll try to stop by. And Psychodorf 9 says my interview won't happen until Wednesday. Well, I tell you what, on Wednesday, in case I don't, don't say anything to you, by Wednesday, could you please let us know how it all turns out, and I hope you get the job. So thank you for that. And thank you for letting us know. I hope you get it. So everybody's saying goodbye to each other. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get going. You guys take care. Love you guys. Please be safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully I see y'all tomorrow. If not, I'll see y'all during the week. And you guys just enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. And if anything happens, you can email me. You can DM me on Twitter, or you can drop a message in one of the videos. If you ever want to talk, I'm here for y'all. I love y'all. And, thank y'all for everything. So with that, I'm going to, Psychodorf 9 said, I'll hit you up later. Yeah, hit me up, man. Thank you. And you guys, Psychodorf always hits me up on DMs me, and, we talk, and you guys are always welcome to, do the same. I'll always be here. So Cabello's wants archery counter help. Cabello's. I know, right? I know. That's be safe and be blessed. Hey, you guys do the same. Be blessed. Be safe. I love y'all, and y'all take care, and have a good evening, and I'll see y'all on the next run. Y'all take care now. Peace.